What's crackin', movie trivia Schmoedown fans? It's your boy C-Dub, and today we got the Inner Geekdom Championship between defending champion Mike Killer Kalinowski, who's taking on the Crusher, Rachel Cushing. I'm a big fan of both of these competitors, but I love the Fight Club, even though it's kind of defunct now. But I'm backing Rachel to take the belt and become the second person to hold two belts at the same time. But this is going to be an amazing match, I'm sure of it. So let's get this thing started.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. 35 competitors. Who's going to be the last person standing? 5 competitors will start at the table. People who have the lowest amount of points on the desk will be eliminated, and then new competitors will enter.
You never know who's coming down the ramp next.
You guys can be there to watch it all go down in downtown LA. Give it up for John Humphrey. Wow, Irwin has not missed. Head to figure out who is the ultimate champion here. This is something special. That's right, Daddy's home! 1 month down, 1 guy back, baby! Woo! Easiest time I've ever served in my life. Wait, hold on, wait. You're talking about that idiot! I am! I love you, man. You look fucking good. It's good to have you back. Do you live here? What are you doing here? I kind of do. They locked me in a room for 6 months. I've been there. They keep trying to lock me up, but I'm always coming back out, baby. I'm always... Oh, I can't believe you would have the balls to show your face here. Are you kidding me? First of all, if one of us has a pair of balls, it's me. And secondly, I actually had to serve a little bit of time for putting someone through a table. Do you remember that? Drew, you're a clown. You're gonna have to play me. I'm gonna embarrass you. Okay, well, first of all, I've already TKO'd your teammate. I've TKO'd a 3-time champion. And you know what? I would love to play you, but I can't. Because the guy that runs this place says I can't play you yet.
That's not exactly what was said. Yes, you cannot play in a singles match just yet. However, Sam and I have talked it over, and we have come to an agreement with a stipulation, which is that it will be a teams match that you are able to play each other in. And you're welcome to choose whatever teammate you want, and then you can take this feud to the Schmoedown Arena, as it should be.
You pick anybody you want. I will. You know what? I choose Robert Meyer Burnett. Really? You pick Burnett as your teammate for this match. Drew, that's a great decision. I have to tell you, I actually have somebody who has some business to be done with this moron, too. I'd like to introduce you to Tom Dagnino, my guy for this match. Morons. You're pointing it out. How's that flipper hat, man? Oh, this one? Nice. You'll never see it. Shotgun wasn't in this, so you never saw it. I'll burn that down. I will Burnett it down. Yeah, well, guess what? This looks like it's made out of Shotgun's toupee hair. You know what? Is that where you've been for the last 6 months? Gentlemen, what are you saying? Is that enough? I want to play you. Guy locks me in a room for 6 months, doesn't come back, no food, no water, no net. Shut your mouth. I'm surprised you guys get ready to spin the wheel. I'm looking forward to it, baby. I'm looking forward to it. Are you more on that asshole? Burnett him down. Chicago in that match, and it is the odd couple
But now we are here. It is time for the main event of the evening. We have the Inner Geekdom Championship of the World. That's right, the challenger, Rachel the Crusher Cushing, will be facing the champion, Mike the Killer Kalinowski.
Did you hear the names that you just said? You said the Crusher, you said the Killer. One of them gets a belt, one of them walks home empty-handed. This is going to be such a heavyweight bout. This is what Christian you call, in the old days, probably when you were growing up in Queens, Bayside, a slobber knocker.
Yeah, it's something like that. I'll tell you, there's so much history here. There's so much history when you go back in time when they played in the Inner Geekdom in season 4, and Kalinowski lost to Rachel Cushing. He got back on the horse. He said, I am going to become a much better competitor. He did that in Inner Geekdom, but he wound up facing Rachel again in the singles division. Rachel won that match as well. But Mike created the Inner Geekdom tournament. Last season, he had a whole bunch of, we know what happened last year.
It's a little corrupt with a capital K.
All of it. I mean, even so much so that he got himself to the finals of the tournament. Him and Rachel never fought. Everyone thought that was what was going to happen. It didn't happen. But what happened was Mike wound up losing to Mark Knopic, who ultimately went on to win the championship from Jason Inman. And then Mike figured a way to get himself in there to that title shot. Mike Kalinowski took the title from Mark Knopic at the Schmoedown Spectacular, taking the championship and giving Corruption. He gave Corruption the win, and they have that right now, and they're riding high, and they don't want to lose it.
That's right. Will Mike Kalinowski continue to have that belt? Will Rachel Cushing take it from him? Will Christian compliment me on my shirt this evening? All those questions about to be answered.
It's about to happen right now. Rachel Cushing, like I said in the beginning of the program, she's looking to become the second ever double belted champion and the first to ever be double belted in the Inner Geekdom. She is a solid Inner Geekdom player. They are the two best of the division. They are here to scrap, and here is how it all went down.
Single time. Just like Steve Rogers, you knock me down, I get back up, I can do this all day. Coming into the Inner Geekdom, she's going to find her groove.
And your winner, Rachel the Crusher Cushing, a thoroughly dominating performance.
Cushing, we got an open spot. She's going to play that guy, the new guy. Is it what you do that? Venus Goldier?
And your winner, Rachel pointing at Kalinowski.
She's, to me, been the only threat to this going away from me.
This is not going to be an easy run. Whoever wins this tournament's going to freaking earn it.
And your movie trivia Schmoedown Inner Geekdom champion,
You and I, spectacular for that belt.
and your winner.
This belt, for you guys out there.
The main event is now Rachel Cushing looking to become the Inner Geekdom champion against the reigning champion, Mike the Killer KO Kalinowski. There you go. I'm hyped up already. I am hyped up. That is, just watching that, the history there. I mean, this is again, when you think about divisions, whether it's MMA or boxing, it's like you want to see the two best scrapping it out. These are the two best Inner Geekdom players that we have in the league. I mean, they are that good, and what they know is just incredible.
I mean, in Harry Potter terms, this is like watching a Quidditch match. Who's going to score all the knickknacks or the wickwacks? We're going to find out right now.
Well, we're ready to get going here. All right, so if you look at both the notable accomplishments, here you go.
Oh, God, we're going to be here all night.
Well, and there's a lot of them. All right.
Can I read all of them?
I'm going to read all of them. All right, so here we go. The notable accomplishments for Rachel the Crusher Cushing. She is the 2017 Rookie of the Year. She is part of the team champions. Her Inner Geekdom match against Mara Kanopik was the overall match of the year in last year's
9 overtime, something like that?
11, I think. 11. So, and Mike Kalinowski, the killer, he is the current IG champion. He is the 2018 Inner Geekdom finalist, and he has victories over Mara Kanopik, Donica, Aben, and Adam Lavin.
I didn't hear a name you said in there because he doesn't have a victory over Rachel Cushing. Like you said, 0-2 versus Rachel. Will that change here this season?
He's 0-2 overall and 0-1 in the Inner Geekdom, but this is a big fight for him and Corruption. You know, Corruption wants to keep on to it, and
they can't even spell.
No, well, are you ready to get going?
I mean, look at me. Do I look not ready?
All right, well, if the crowd's ready, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia! 5 rounds for the Inner Geekdom Championship of the world. Introducing first, representing the Shire Wolves, with an Inner Geekdom record of 4 wins, 3 defeats. She is the 2017 Rookie of the Year and the reigning movie trivia Schmoedown team champion, the Challenger, Rachel the Crusher Cushing!
Touched and worked on a lot. And just to see it ripped up like that, it is nice to see the Shire Wolves back on the stage. Last time we saw them on a stage, I mean, they were at the Comedy Store winning pretty much every award that they were nominated for.
They won a lot, and we're going to see them pretty soon as they go up against critically acclaimed. But that's not why we're here today. And her opponent, representing Corruption, with a record of 4 wins, 3 defeats. He is the 2018 Inner Geekdom Tournament finalist and the reigning, defending movie trivia Schmoedown Inner Geekdom champion, Mike the Killer Kalinowski! Rookie sensation, and now the champion is here. Wow, what an entrance. What an entrance. Look at what I love though. Look at the Shire Wolves just stand in court.
They could not care less.
Just stand in court with a smile on their face like bring it.
I would say the word bemused on the faces.
I like it. Alright, so there is Corruption. They have hit the table. Mike Kalinowski, the defending champion, is ready to go.
They're exchanging their pleasantries like they're saying goodbye to their son who's going off to college at the airport.
Alright, so with that, here we go. Mark, how does round number 1
In round number 1, after the introduction questions, and Ken Knapsack picks on the youngest member of the audience. We begin round number 1. Keep in mind, this is a championship match, so there are 5 rounds as opposed to the normal 3. You two are no stranger to a championship contest. In round number 1, you're going to hear 10 questions from 10 different corners of the movie trivia Schmoedown Inner Geekdom Galaxy. Each question is worth 1 point. As soon as you hear it, you got about 15 seconds. Write down your best attempt at an answer. Once we ask you to reveal it, please show your answer to the camera and to us up here at the answer desk. At the same time, you verbalize it into the microphone. Like I said, each question is worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing in round number 1. Each competitor, throughout the duration of the 5-round match, has 3 usages of the JTE rule. If you're not sure you heard a question correctly, you want to repeat it, or you just want to buy yourself some time, use the JTE rule. Each competitor also has 1 challenge to be used at any point during the match.
With that, we ask the challenger first. Are you ready?
Ready?
Champion, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown!
You can feel the tension in the air right now.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just the Wi-Fi.
This is one of the biggest matches we've seen in a long time. All right, here we go. Here we go. Question number 1. The MCU. The MCU is the first category. In Captain America, the first Avenger, who plays U.S. Army Colonel Chester Phillips?
We should probably point out that the MCU stands for Marvel Cinematic
Tommy Lee
Universe.
Jones.
Good call. Thank you.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
In Captain America, the first Avenger, who plays U.S. Army Colonel Chester Phillips?
Using a JT rule early, doing the calculus in their heads. It's fascinating to watch the guinea pig
5,
on the wheels
4,
in their heads.
3, 2, 1. Mike.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yes. Rachel.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Good start. 1-1.
Each have a point. Rachel Cushing, great handwriting. Mike Kalinowski, still some work to do.
All right.
In the category of Star Wars, these are Star Wars movies, and your question is, who stars as Han Solo in the film Solo, a Star Wars story? And why is there a groan in the crowd? It's a fine movie.
It's 5 rounds.
It's a fine movie.
Alden Ehrenreich.
4, 3,
Remember he met the big dog and they had an adventure?
1. Pens down, and Rachel.
Alden Ehrenreich.
Yep, and Mike.
Alden Ehrenreich.
Okay, tie game.
All right.
Tie game. Here we go. All right, next question. Next question is in the realm of DC films. DC. In Batman and Robin, what does Mr. Freeze modify into a freeze ray to cover all of Gotham in ice?
No groan for that movie? They're gonna attack Solo?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Mike.
The Gotham Observatory.
It's incorrect. Rachel.
A telescope.
Telescope's correct.
It is a telescope.
Telescope's correct.
This is a telescope is the
Do you
instrument.
want a challenge?
Possible challenge.
Gotta give you a 5 count when you challenge. Now, 5, 4.
Nope.
Okay. All right, here you go. Okay, next.
Stand up. So we
next
move
question.
on to question number 4 of 10. And this takes place in the realm of Middle Earth. This is Middle Earth, and your question is, Benedict Cumberbatch plays 2 roles in the Hobbit trilogy. One is Smaug, and the other as whom?
Right now, Mike has
Fun word to say, Smaug.
5, 4, 3. Pens down, and Rachel.
The Necromancer, also known as Sauron.
That's correct.
I didn't have it.
Didn't have it. Rachel going up by 2. Rachel going up by 2 here in this championship match. Here we go. Next question, guys. Next question is from the realm of just Marvel films, not the MCU.
This is not the MCU.
Who plays the Punisher, a.k.a. Frank Castle, in Punisher Warzone?
Okay, great reading, but you just gave away the secret identity of the Punisher.
Oh, shit.
Ray Stevenson.
Now they're going to be looking for a guy named Frank.
I mean, we feel bad about it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mike.
Ray Stevenson.
Yes. Rachel.
Ray Stevenson.
There you go. Rachel. Still perfect. Still perfect. Mike gets at least himself to 2. Next question. In
Next up, we say hi to John Roca, who's all the way over in London. This is your universe, the wizarding world of Harry Potter. And your question is, a big round of applause for the outlaw.
Yeah.
Your question is, what position did Harry Potter's dad play in Quidditch? I didn't know his old man played Quidditch. It's like in Texas, boy, I'll play Quidditch and you're going to play Quidditch. I don't want
4, 3, 2, 1. Rachel.
Seeker?
Yes. Mike.
Seeker.
Okay, here we go. Back and forth. 6-4. 6-4. That's a good news song. All right. Star Trek is the next one. Star Trek. Which actress, famous for her role in Cheers, plays Saavik, Spock's protege and a Starfleet commander in training in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan?
Honest question for you. How many of the Star Trek films have you seen? Were you a big Star Trek kid?
Seen all the new ones, the classic J.J. Abrams ones. 5, 4, 3,
Tap dancing.
2, 1. Pens down. Mike.
Kirstie Alley.
Yes. Rachel.
Kirstie Alley.
There you go. Rachel has not missed, and that is 7 questions, but they're only 2. Mike's only 2 behind.
That's right, Rachel, 3 questions away from a perfect round number 1, in which case she will get a bonus question, so you better hydrate. You may have to ask an extra one. All right.
Don't
In the world of the
jinx it.
DCEU is your 8th question. The DCEU, and that query is, David Thewlis portrays which mythical god in Wonder Woman? I have no doubt what
Aries.
carbonated beverage you're sipping on.
Sprite. 5.
Flavor is
4, 3, 2,
coconut.
1. Rachel.
Aries.
Yes. Mike.
Aries.
Okay. Once again, 2 points behind. But still, they're neck and neck here. Mike just had those 2 bumps up top, but he seems to have his stride now as we get into our next one. Heroes and villains. Heroes and villains. In the film Scott Pilgrim versus the World, what is the name of Scott's girlfriend, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead?
Do you need the first and the last name?
Yes. The first and the last name.
Like if the answer was me, you'd say Mark and Ellis.
Not David. 5, 4. Two middle name, right? 3.
Edward. But it's
2,
been fun working with you.
Can't
1.
remember.
Pens down, please. And Mike.
Ramona Flowers.
Yes. Rachel?
Ramona Flowers.
Rachel is the second way here. Now, Rachel hits this one. She got herself a perfect game so far. So, Mark, what is it?
It's going to be a tricky one because this is a Patreon question. This is a Patreon category, and this comes to us from Jonathan Peck. How about a hand for Jonathan Peck? Long-time fan. Like we said, join the Movie Trivia Schmoedown today if you have not already, and maybe one day I will say your name on this here program. Jonathan Peck requested the category of mixed bag. Could be anything from any World of Inner Geekdom know-how. In this particular question, in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, how many Shankara stones fell to the bottom of the ravine?
Trade Shiva.
Okay, don't look. I did not do anything. If anybody did, you did by forgetting my middle name.
5, 4, 3.
How many was that? One.
2, George. 1, Rachel.
2.
For the perfect game. Yes, it is. And 2. Perfect round. Just a perfect round. Perfect round, and it is 10-8. Mike still got it. Only missed 2. Good round by Mike, but Rachel Cushing. Now, Rachel, this is just for you. You do not have to write this down. Here you go. This is your bonus question. If you get it, you have a point. Here you go. Bonus. What page does Snape tell the class to turn to in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban when he is covering for Lupin's defense against the Dark Arts class? 5, 4.
394.
Rachel Cushing has a 3-point lead over the champion with a perfect round. And she is now 3 round number 2. Mark, how does round number 2 go?
In round number 2, this is the wheel round, so it's going to be fairly similar to how we would do in a normal movie trivia Schmoedown event, with the caveat that there is no opponent's or spinner's choice on the wheel, so there's 12 different categories on there, and once you select your category via a wheel spin, you get 5 questions in that particular genre of inner geekdom movie trivia Schmoedown know-how. Now, after you get those questions, each one is worth 2 points. If you're not sure of the answer, you can ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which we do swear is correct, then it's worth 1 point. And there is stealing in round number 2. So, Christian, the tide can really turn here. And like you said, Mike Kalinowski, on any other day, maybe that's the headline, is that he got 8 points in an Inner Geekdom Championship in round number 1. However, Rachel the Crusher Cushing, 11 points. That's a perfect round plus the bonus. So, Rachel, you may select. Do you want to spin that wheel first, or would you like to defer to the killer?
I shall defer.
You're going to defer. All right, so
Mike Kalinowski. Please spin it gently, Mike. All right. Please don't harm that wheel.
All right, there you go.
Don't harm that wheel.
Good spin by the champion. Waiting to see where it's going to land.
And here we go. Round and round it goes. Mike Kalinowski looking for something in the world of comic book movies. This could be Marvel.
Marvel.
All right, what's he want to do here?
This
does not say MCU.
No, it's Marvel. I think that if it was MCU, he'd probably stay right away. But let's see, what's he going to do?
He is maybe looking over.
I'll give you a 5 count here, Mike.
Managerial help.
Gonna go again.
Gonna go again. Nice easy spin there. Oh God, that's a strong spin. All right. Well, this gives us a perfect opportunity to remind everybody out there watching that I'll be in Seattle March 14th. You get tickets at markellislive.com.
And while you're at it, get tickets for the free-for-all.
That's March 23rd, Christian, in downtown Los Angeles at the Globe Theater. Did Mike happen to spin the one he wanted, which is DCEU?
That's what he wanted.
He's going to take DCU, and I'm going to remind everybody right now that that wheel is a very special wheel, because the wheel for today's match is actually a sponsored wheel, and that is by Mr. Nathan Ovendale. How about a hand for Nathan? Now, his sponsored slices are Middle Earth and Star Trek. Thank you for those, Nathan, and thank you for sponsoring the wheel, that wheel which turned to DCEU for Mr. Kalinowski.
All right, DCEU. All right, Mike, you're going to get 5 questions here in the DCEU. Here's your first. In Justice League, we first see Wonder Woman following a terrorist bombing in which city?
Paris.
5.
Pretty sure it's Paris.
4. 3.
Paris.
It's incorrect.
London.
For 2 points.
That's a big steal. Now it's a 5-point gap.
All right, here's the next one. In Aquaman, who voiced the King of the Fishermen? King Riku.
Dijman Hansu.
Shaiman Hansu is correct.
Nailed it.
That's correct. All right. Okay. Question 3. In Suicide Squad, when the squad is first assembled at the airport to get their clothes and weapons, who arrived
Captain
in the
Boomerang.
orange duffel bag?
Captain Boomerang. Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang.
Correct.
Also, George Martinez.
2 more. In Man of Steel, while in the interrogation room, using his X-ray vision, what does Superman say is also in
Jolly
Dr. Hamilton's
Rancher.
breast pocket alongside
Jolly
with his
Rancher.
ID badge?
Jolly Rangers. Jolly Rangers.
5, 4, 3, 2.
The rule of lifesavers.
Correct.
Deep cut. He nailed it.
Okay. Last question. In Justice League, when Bruce points out Barry's special heat-resistant suit, what sport does Barry claim to use it for as a cover story?
Competitive ice skating. Ice skating. Ice skating.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, speed skating, B, ski jumping, C, ice dancing, D,
Ice
luge?
dancing. Ice dancing. Ice dancing.
Ice dancing.
For 1 point. All right. So Mike got himself a 2-point lead, but that steal was huge.
Looming large right now. Rachel Cushing is going to step up to the wheel here. Christian, you're right. That was a 2-point steal. Rachel knew it right away. She knew it was London.
Yep.
Rachel, whenever you are ready, you may spin said wheel.
All right, Rachel's spinning, and she was on the rundown
Sponsored by
yesterday.
Nathan Oven.
She was on the rundown yesterday, and they asked her, is there anything on the wheel you're scared of? Her response? No.
I can't imagine that at this point.
Yeah.
Being a veteran of the inner geekdom for both these competitors, even Mike Kalinowski, even though he spun away from Marvel, I still think he would have done pretty well in that category.
DC, or should we have DC? No, DC.
He almost got Harry Potter.
That counts. He had DCEU, so DC. Okay, yeah, you're gonna spin again? Okay, spinning it. Here's the spin. Right. And Rachel's shirt, by the way, designed by Dwayne the Machine, actually available now on TeePublic.
Oh, wow, that's
it's on our store.
The Schmoedown really has ceased to become just a league and is in fact a family.
Yep.
You are the dad, I am the drunk uncle.
The only thing that she'd have to spin away from is if it hit DCEU.
That's right, it's coming around. It's not going to be DCU, it could be Star Trek.
Star Trek. Interesting.
Star Trek.
Interesting. Star Trek.
5 questions in the category that allows me to do this. All right, Rachel, the first of 5 questions. Total of 10 points on the table right now in your round number 2. In the beginning of Star Trek Beyond, Kirk has applied for a promotion. What would his new rank be?
Vice Admiral.
Give her 2 points.
Wow. Quick on the draw there. Look at that. High games.
All right, your next question. What is the name of Kirk's son in the original series films?
David.
That is the correct David. Yes, Rachel Cushing is on fire. It is not Edward, it is in fact David. Wow. All right. Your next question, Rachel. Number 3 in this round of 5. In Star Trek the Motion Picture, Persis Kambata plays what character? We need the character name.
Lieutenant Ilea.
And we got the rank for no additional points awarded. 2 points for Rachel.
Cushing is playing on another level right now.
2 more questions. Your penultimate one in round number dos. In Star Trek First Contact, who plays the man who discovers light speed, Zephyrin Cochrane?
James Cromwell.
It is, in fact, the guy from Babe. He talks to pigs in that movie. Guess the pigs talk to him.
I am in awe of Rachel Cushing right now.
As Babe would say, la 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 la. Rachel, your last question. In round number 2 in the world of Star Trek. In 2009's Star Trek, Spock maroons a mutinous Kirk. What is the name of the planet that Kirk gets left on?
Delta Vega.
It is Delta Vega, the Las Vegas of outer space.
I mean,
You're witnessing great.
this is like Jordan playing. Wow. All right. Okay, so now we get to round number 3 with Rachel finding herself with a big lead here. 8-point lead as we get into round number 3. That's the betting round. Mark, how's that go?
It is the betting round, and although Rachel enjoys an 8-point lead, anything can happen in this round. Here's how it works. You have your whiteboards and your magic markers. I went to Michael's before the show to get those. You can write down how many points you want to wager, because this is the betting round. We're going to have Rachel take a spin at the wheel, and Rachel, you're going to spin that wheel. Whatever category it lands on, we're going to ask you a question. Before we ask the question, you're going to write down how much you want to wager in that category. It can be 0 points. It can be all the way up to 3 points. Get the question right, then you get that many points. You get the question wrong, you lose that many points.
Right,
go ahead and spin at your leisure.
There's the spin. Rachel gets the spin in there.
All right.
We're going to sit down. We're going to
Rachel gets a spin. I mean, I would say she didn't have the best 2 spins because she got what, like DC movies and Star Trek.
Well, you say that,
You
but
didn't
to her.
see Harry Potter. You didn't see Middle Earth on there. And for Mike Kalinowski, we know that we still have things like the MCU lurking out there. Star Wars, scores and soundtracks.
This is interesting.
Is it going to be
DCEU. So the DCEU, this is something Mike definitely wants to hit. Now, what will happen here? DCEU. All right. Okay, so we're going to write your points down, guys.
Judges have seen them.
All right, here we go. Here's the question. In Batman versus Superman, what weapon was Lex Luthor going to use to get Martha Kent killed? Five, 4.
It's a flaming gun. A gun that shoots out flames. Burns a witch.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. All right, how many points, Mike?
I bet 2 points.
And you chose?
I said flamethrower.
And Rachel, how many points?
3 points.
And you chose?
Bomb.
Mike Kalinowski's correct.
Okay, so that's the swing we're talking about.
Rachel loses 3. All of a sudden, it's now a 20-point game now.
2017 game.
Oh, boy. Wow, Rachel had an 8-point, and now it is 3 points as the speed round comes. You were right, though, as we went into that betting round. That was big. He hit the DCEU, and we find ourselves in a 3-point game. Wow, the champion needed that, because here we go into the speed round. Mark, what's going on there?
If you think the tide can turn in the betting round, if you're watching at home, wait until you see what we have in store for these competitors. Now, it is a gauntlet in a championship match in round 4, maybe the clearest indication of that, because, like we said, it's a speed/lightning round. You each now have a buzzer in front of you. Christian is going to ask 5 questions. After each question, as soon as you think you know the answer, you may hit that buzzer and buzz in. Once I, Baby Carrots, say you by your first name, Rachel or Mike, you have exactly 2 seconds to answer correctly. If you do not answer correctly within 2 seconds, or it takes you longer than 2 seconds to get the answer, you are penalized a point. So if you get it right, you get a point. Get it wrong, you lose a point.
Okay, guys, so you guys are ready to go. All right, here we go. Speed round begins now. Who directed The
Irving
Empire
Kershner.
Strikes Back? Mike.
Irving Kershner.
Yes. Idris Elba, Kieran Hines, and Nicolas
Ghost Rider,
Cage. Mike.
Spirit of
Ghost Rider,
Vengeance.
Spirit of Vengeance.
Yes. Gene Hackman portrayed Lex Luthor
3.
in how many? Mike.
3.
Yes. Who played Bilbo Baggins in? Mike.
Ian Holm.
Batman. No, sorry, Ian Holm, second point. Didn't have
a point. All right, last one.
Give it 1 sec, and we are reset for the last question.
Who does Tony name as CEO of Star Wars?
Pepper Potts.
Yes. Kalinowski. Tied up the game. Down by 8. Finds himself tied as we go into the final round, the championship round.
Christian, I had a joke prepared once we get into round 5 that it's one more round and then I get to drink a beer, but this may not be the last round because we could be looking at some extra innings here.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That
Cray,
was
as the kids say.
crazy. The fact that we went from an 8-point lead to a tie game is crazy. Okay, here we go. Round number 5, championship round. What do we got?
In round number 5, this is the round that could determine the winner of the Inner Geekdom Championship. Each competitor is going to give us a series of numbers. These numbers can range from 1 to 16. Not 1 to 20, 1 to 16. Once we get the numbers, they correspond to a different corner of the Inner Geekdom Movie Trivia Schmoedown Galaxy. The first question asked to you is worth 2 points. The next one's worth 3 points. The last one, should we make it that far, is worth 5 points. Rachel had the lead for the bulk of the match thus far, but Mike Kalinowski in the speed round tying it, and because he is the favorite, so by proxy, Mike Kalinowski will be giving us his 3 preferred numbers first. Mike, your big 3 lottery numbers are?
3, 6, and 9.
3, 6, and 9 for the champion. The challenger.
2, 8, 7.
2, 8, and 7. Rachel will answer her 2-pointer first. Category number 2, Rachel chose Star Wars. Logray is which type of creature in Star Wars canon?
Ewok.
Correct. Mike Kalinowski chose category 3.
All right, Mike, you chose number 3, and this corresponds to a tiny little film trilogy called Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings. And your question, for 2 points, name the 2 human members of the Fellowship in the Fellowship of the Ring.
Aragorn and Boromir.
We are tied yet again.
Well, here's Rachel Cushing. Who now has her 3-pointer. Harry Potter for your 3-pointer. Harry Potter. What is the first name of the founder of the House of Hufflepuff?
Helga.
3 points. What a match.
She said it a little bit like we should know known that too, so
Yeah,
I apologize to Helga. I know she's watching.
All right.
All right, Christian, what number did Mike select for his
Mike
3 point?
chose 6.
I knew that. I was just testing you. Mike, for your 3-point question, you have selected. Rachel got one of her favorites with Harry Potter. Mike gets one of his favorites with the MCU. The MCU. And for 3 points, your question is, what was the name of the legal documents the United Nations passed that declared the Avengers no longer be a private organization in the film Captain America: Civil War?
The Accords.
3 points.
I believe it was signed by 117 nations.
5.
And that is the Sokovia Accords.
Didn't need the nation part, but he got 3 points.
So we're going to tie it again. So Rachel Cushing is going to get a chance to hit her 5. If she hits it, it bounces back to Mike, and Mike will try to hit his 5 regardless. Just whether or not he's going to try to tie it or try to win it will depend on this right here, Rachel. Marvel films in X2. What 3-word phrase is written on the knife Nightcrawler leaves behind after his assassination attempt on the president?
Mutant freedom now.
5 points for Rachel. And now we are in a very interesting position. Mike Kalinowski has a chance to tie it. If he hits it, we go to sudden death. However, if he misses it, Rachel Cushing is the new Inner Geekdom champion. Here we go. Mike chose category number 9.
That corresponds to the category of... Who said it? These are the quotes category. And your question is, when asked, do they fear, who responded with the quote, a cage, to stay behind bars until use and old age accept them, and all chance of valor is gone beyond recall or desire?
Five, 4, 3.
Repeat the question.
When asked, do they fear, who responded with the quote, a cage, to stay behind bars until use and old age accept them, and all chance of valor is gone beyond recall or desire?
5, 4, 3, 2.
Is it Aowen?
Yes, it is.
Tie game! Tie game! Mike Kalinowski has tied the game. Sudden death. Sudden death we go. It is a sudden death for the championship.
Oh my goodness.
Wow! Who would have thought we got here? This is one of the best matches. Now look, sudden death's a little different this year into where each competitor both gets a JTE rule. It resets one JTE rule for sudden death.
The rules play out a lot like round number 1. We're going to ask a question to the field. You write down your best attempt at an answer. You have 15 seconds to do so. And once we ask you by name to reveal your answer, please show us what you wrote on the whiteboard. Please use your best penmanship. At the same time, you verbalize it into the microphone. Here's where it gets tricky. If you both get the question right, we move on to the next question. If you both get the question wrong, we move on to the next question. Should one of you get it right and the other one miss the question, the correct answerer is the new Inner Geekdom champion.
Champion, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Challenger?
Let's do it.
Let's begin sudden death. In the realm of Star Wars. In the realm of Star Wars. What is the name of the ship Holdo commanded in The Last Jedi?
Oh.
15 seconds, just like round number 1. You gotta go deep
5,
into the recesses of your
4,
mind to try to calm yourself.
3, 2, 1. Mike?
Cruiser Ninko.
And Rachel?
Ninka.
And your winner!
handing the belt over willingly. We didn't have to get the authorities involved, and it's just something about the inner geekdom and a championship level match, Christian, that requires sudden death, and you know what? We're here for it.
That was, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, like that, I've seen, we've been doing this for a long time. That's got to be, if not, I don't care if it's teams, I don't care if it's singles, that's the best championship match there's ever been.
Time can be a cruel mistress, and sometimes we are prisoners of the moment, but I would not consider what you said hyperbole, because you look at the score, 31 to, I mean, Christian, this is what you want. This is why you pay the $2.99. Hell, my mom just texted me. She would have paid $20 for a match of this caliber.
It was crazy because, look, Mike Kalinowski was in deep trouble. He came back.
That's a great point. That's right. Two perfect rounds.
Down. He came back. He came back, and look, he had a perfect fifth round. He had a perfect speed round.
Almost,
but he dominated the speed round.
Yeah.
And he had just an absolutely incredible showing towards the second half there, and he showed why he was the champion. He has nothing to hang his head up, and you know him. I'm going to guarantee that he's talking about his next match pretty soon here.
That's right. Mike Kalinowski, if there's one thing you can say about him, you get past all the corruption stuff, the guy loves the inner geekdom category. He loves playing in this division, and he's not going to let a simple vowel like replacing an A with an O get him down for too long. He'll go home, lick his wounds tonight. Tomorrow he's going to wake up ready to try to get that belt once again. And we just so happen to have an interview with Mike Kalinowski, who is felled by Rachel Cushing, and his gaggle of men and women.
Not happy.
Oh, they're crowded with Jen Sturger. Jen, we hope you're hanging in okay.
We are running out of room back here, guys. We are running out of room. Mike.
Jennifer?
That match may have been one of the best matches I've ever seen here at the Schmoedown.
It got there, eventually. It got there.
You were obviously behind round one, round two.
You could say that.
And then came the betting round.
I came through, you know?
You literally felt the energy in the room shift, didn't you?
Yeah, it was my game. It was at that point, I knew, started off, had my fumbles, midway through the match, I was like, this is going very well. But I'm a champion, and, you dig back in, and you know what you know. And at the end there, it's my own fault. I do, as everyone knows, I study, I have my notebook, I wrote Ninko in my book. So it's my own spelling, nothing to take that away. Rachel deserved that match, she played phenomenal, so, I'm glad, it went the way it did.
Yeah, as you guys are keep adding to your faction here, I've got to ask you, what's next for you guys?
What's next?
Are you going to continue in Inner Geekdom, or are you going to challenge Rachel again? Like, what is going to happen now?
Well, of course, this isn't over. This is just how it goes. I lost, I'll come back and I'll win it next time. Simple as that. It's not going to happen.
Do you ever worry that she has your number? This is quite a few times now.
It's 3 now.
Yes.
3. And every time it's coming, you saw what happened there. So she bleeds. Going into that match, it didn't look like she was going to bleed that far, but she did. I caught her and she bled. And I pulled some great ones. The AO end that I thought was a great pull. But you learn something for every match. And I love, it's easy to be the champ. It's easy to be, everyone loves you. It's easy with the, but how someone handles defeat, that's just as important. So she taught me that lesson.
So is your focus still going to be Inner Geekdom? Or
no, we're branching out. Look at what you just said, everything. Look at this. Come on. We're faction now. We're going everywhere. We've got teams going in this. I'm going back into singles, and I'm going to get back in that belt. Was it Comic-Con that's the next defense is going to be? That's where I'm going to be on the other side of that table getting that belt back.
Spoilers, Mike. Jesus.
Doesn't matter. I'm just telling you what it is. So how it's going to go.
Would you want to face Rachel at Comic-Con?
Of course I want to. Are you kidding me? You kidding me? A spelling error? I'm going to lose on a spelling error? No. We're going to go again.
All right. Back to you guys.
All right, wait a minute, Christian, it appears, is there Ken Knapsack?
Oh, wait, Ken Knapsack.
Ken Knapsack and Grace Hancock.
They had some words? Okay, well, fine. Let's have Ken and Grace.
Yeah, I did.
All right, fine. Ken and Grace had some words, apparently.
Well, Jennifer, I want to let you know there's been some wild accusations that the wonderful lioness returning, we own the copyright on that name, by the way, has distracted Roxy and sent her down the 5 freeway to Disneyland or something. Did you do that?
If sweet, precious little baby Roxy is having a blonde moment and can't keep her Google Calendar straight, it's not my problem.
Yes, that's our official statement on that situation, so all the chat rooms can stop asking that question now.
You guys do know there's such thing as caller ID, right?
Look, counterintelligence, we have it. We've blocked it. That you can do that, right? You could just buy. We bought an Android. We bought an Android or something.
Great.
Can I go back to the desk now?
Christian, I don't know what. I know that Grace Hancock just insulted all blondes, and as somebody who dyed his hair blonde for 3 months, I take that personally.
Oh man, that was. Look, I gotta say, to be honest, I liked Mike's interview. I really did.
Classy with a capital K.
I mean, look, he's obviously been under the lights here for the last year about making some moves that maybe weren't very favorable with the audience, but he played like a champion today. He really did. He just happened to miss. You know, it's funny. Again, I mentioned the Schmoedown Rundown episode, and Rachel said it inside of that episode. She said this is going to be a knockout, drag-out fight, and it's all going to be about the brain fart. It's all going to be about just the one person that misses, and Mike just happened to be that one at the very last second. He almost had it. He almost had the ship, but Rachel had the actual ship, and because of that, she is now a double-belted champion, and Jen Sturger is with the new Movie Trivia Schmoedown Inner Geekdom champion, Rachel the Crusher Cushing.
That's right, guys. Rachel, don't ruin your makeup. You look amazing. Your shoulders have got to be getting heavy at this point. Congratulations on being the first double-belted champion. Woman, I mean, I'm just flabbergasted by everything that I just saw. Is it like a prerequisite for you that you have to put on the match of the year every time?
I don't know. That was a hell of a match. And first and foremost, I will say, corruption aside, Mike, that was an incredible match. Well fought. You fought back. I mean, not a lot of people would fight back from an 8-point deficit, and he did. And he got that quote from my girl Aowen, and so props to him. And thank you for making that a knockdown, drag-out fight. I am going to go home and sleep for a week. But game knows game, and he studies hard, and he is a top contender for a reason. The people he surrounds himself with, I can't account for, but whatever.
Speaking of people that you surround yourself with, obviously, Clark isn't with you right now, and you guys just recently lost Emma. So the Fife Club is obviously in shambles right now. What does this win mean to you?
Oh, it means everything to me, and Clark was in my corner today. She walked out with me, and she stood by my side while that gaggle walked out, and I owe her everything. She's my ride or die, and next up, we're defending this belt right here, and we're really excited about it. And we are very proud of Emma, and excited for her new opportunities, and Mark's going his own way, but Clark and I have each other, and that'll be more than enough.
Absolutely. How cool is it to see little girls wearing your face on their shirts?
It makes all of this so worth it. There's a lot that goes into this, and all the competitors put our hearts and souls into it, and sometimes it's really hard, but then you look at the little girls that were at the New York Live event, Christian's daughter, and others who have come up to me and called me a role model, and it just wipes away all the trolls and all the negativity, and makes me even more proud to be standing here with both of these belts, because if it inspires even one of them to think that they could do something like this, as silly as this is. Come here. This is Viv. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Look at the camera and say hi.
Hi. Who knew Christian's daughter would be this shy about speaking?
And I love that she's a huge geek and knows way more about Harry Potter than her dad ever will.
Thank you, sweetie. God, how sweet is this? So obviously, while today feels really good, and I'm sure you are going to go home and rest, but I got to ask you, Mike's already calling for you at Comic-Con. Any chance that you would want to see that happen?
If he wants to lose for a 4th time to me, bring it.
Back to you guys.
Well, how about that? My goodness, there is your new Inner Geekdom champion, as well as your team champion, Rachel the Crusher Cushing. Finally, fulfilling her destiny, becomes the Inner Geekdom champion. And thank you to both Rachel Cushing and Mike Kalinowski for putting on one of the best matches I've ever seen.
Yeah, Rachel and Mike put on a hell of a show, but we need to tighten security up around here. We got random fans just running into interviews. I mean, it is chaos here in the studio, absolute entropy, and that's what you want after an amazing Intergeekdom Championship match, after one hell of a team match that we had as the undercard, and that is all thanks to everyone out there for watching us and supporting us year in, year out, day in, day out here on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. Thank you so much for tuning into this live stream. We're going to give a shout out to our friends at Himalaya. You want to check out the podcast version of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown, go to Himalaya.fm. And Christian, before I turn it over to you to say goodnight, I'll just let everybody out there know, in the words of our dearly departed, late, great comedian friend, Brody Stevens, keep pushing, stay positive. Was this one of the best matches we've ever had? You got it.
It absolutely was, and he's looking at us, smiling at us right now. So look, this was something special. The Schmoedown Throwdown. We've had our live events and the live events we started in New York. Season 6, we told you it was going to be something special, and it has been. This has been the magic season. It is continuing to be the magic season, and every single match just keeps proving that. This Schmoedown Throwdown was fantastic. I thank for everybody who's been watching. If you're watching later on the replay, this was some big stuff, and there's more coming. And like I said, on March 23rd, the free-for-all goes down. Buy your tickets to Schmoedown Live, and as well as Chicago, that's going down. And if there's still tickets left, Mark said it before, there are the 2 live events. Make sure to get those tickets today. Mark said it before as far as Himalaya goes. It is very helpful if you can go to the Apple Podcast or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast and download it. It really helps. That's a way to do it. So you're like, well, if I can't spend the money on it, on Patreon, how do I
hit the button if I don't know what the thing is?
Just subscribe to the podcast feed. It continues to help tremendously. Thank you guys. Really hope that you enjoyed it, because I know we did. I know this crowd did. And once again, congratulations to the new Movie Trivia Schmoedown Intergeekdom Champion, Rachel the Crusher Cushing, for Mark Ellis.
You want to bite of my bouquet?
No, I'm cool. And for everybody else in the studio, I'm Christian Arloff. We'll see you next time.
Wow! Holy shit! They were right. Best championship match we've ever had. Bar none. Mike, you came close to defending. You had a hell of a comeback. Most people would have given up down by 8 after round 2, but you fought back strong. But in the end, it was the Crusher. Rachel, I'm sure this felt good for you. Had to be a dream. Intergeekdom, that's where your true calling is, so congrats on that. Yesterday was your birthday. Hope you had an awesome, kick-ass birthday. You deserve it. Two-time double belt holder now. Second person to do it after Sam Levine. First woman. You deserve this. And can't wait to see the Shire Wolves defend the belts against Critically Acclaimed. And you're going to hold that Intergeekdom title, I think, for a little while. Nothing against you, Mike. You're a great, dominant competitor, but Rachel's got your number. And until you beat her, I'm going to pick her to beat you. But this is amazing. Woo! Ha! If you like my reactions, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Christopher Woodburn. You can find me on Twitter, ChrisWoodburn83, Facebook, Christopher Michael Woodburn. And if you do Schmoedown reactions, trailer reactions, come join the MTS Fan Reaction League on Facebook. It's a lot of fun. So until next time, it's your boy C-Dub. Peace.